Giving up. There are so many different ways to think about it, but they all end with one upsetting ending, not giving it your all. From work life to pursuing your own physical limits, the easiest way out is to give up. To drop the weight or to tell yourself you'll finish it tomorrow. But will you really finish tomorrow? Will you really finish the paper tomorrow? Will you really finish that hard last grim rep? Probably not. Because learning to not give up is a practice you must strive for every day. Being so involved in my athletic life, I have fortunately learned the importance of never giving up, because that last rep can be the difference between you and your other competitor. Learning this amazing asset allows for me to take it into my everyday life, with school and moving now into college. Good evening, everyone. My name is Digby Marshall, and for my SLE, I spent time at Evolution Therapy and worked alongside a very respectable physical therapist. For someone who's been an athlete all their life, it's been something I've been around ever since I can remember. From knee injuries to shoulder injuries, you name it, I probably had it happen. Hearing that probably brings some flashbacks to my mom as well. I've been so set on always pushing through the pain and moving on, it has allowed a lot of damage on my body, which is what PT has luckily been there for me. As a future collegiate D1 athlete, I will have damage on my body every day and have to find ways to get through it as well as not getting outrageously injured. During the time of my internship, I was given the opportunity to meet this amazing man, Rich, who brought the idea of not giving up to the next level. Rich was a 75-year-old man who had torn both of his quads. Back in 2017, he tore his left quad. Having to go to immediate surgery, he took 1 full year of recovery, allowing for his legs to fully heal, having to go and was straight back into skiing. 2018 winter going into 2019, Rich took a massive hit down the slopes and ended up tearing his other quad, the right one. With this quad, Rich was out for a year and a half, and when I got the chance to meet him, he was in his last few weeks of treatment. After watching in awe as this 75-year-old man who had torn both of his quads do lifts and agility movements, I had to talk to him. With a big smile on my face, with a big smile on our faces, I got to talk to him. I asked him how he was able to get through these horrific accidents and be where he is now, and he told me something so powerful. He grabbed my shoulder and looked into my eyes and said, "Take the first step, then another. Continue this cycle and you will find yourself climbing the hill after all." I was so struck by this amazing man. No matter how many times he was knocked down, the idea of knowing he gave up hurt more than the moment in time. The words from Rich sat with me for a while, like still water. This man, who was 75 years old, had been able to overcome an outrageous amount of adversity and had come out even better on the other side. Throughout my life, I have been faced with adversity and challenges, just like everyone else. Challenging days, long days, all these things we had to face. But after this talk, I looked at these days differently. Are they really hard days, or are these days to help us appreciate the better ones? Are these days that help set us up for success? Just because we are faced with hard days and hard weeks, being able to push through these days can allow for those days to seem even brighter. When I saw Rich doing leg presses and squats with less weight than a lower schooler could, I saw how this made him feel, unsatisfied and eager to push through. For every day of my SLE, I could see the fire in Rich's eyes and the way he held himself and how he was able to get through the obstacles in his life. During the same time, I had back, knee, and calf issues that were taking my morale down and my hunger to complete low. But after seeing the way this amazing man held himself, allowed for me to take PT more seriously and understand the importance behind it. When I look at myself, I see someone who pushes himself and doesn't settle for less. I can see this from the classroom to the track and to the gym. From a young age, I've been taught to give my all into something, knowing that anything worth doing is worth overdoing. I may not be the biggest, the smartest, or the strongest, but my worth ethic is what has allowed me to be at this point I am today. I believe that Rich has been able to set this into my brain, allowing me to see the importance of not giving up. At the moment, it might be painful, it might suck, but the feeling of knowing you gave up will always hurt more. The hunger to do better every day is what kept Rich going and ultimately allowed for him to get back to his normal life. Thank you.